my name is Zoe Fox, and welcome to a new video. This is something a little bit different. This is something I just kind of wanted to do as for fun, since I'm working on a few other things. Real life has been I'm starting university soon, but yay! But also this is going to be a blind reading / review. Now, if you haven't seen La Fonda Pasta's 1,000 subscriber video, which, by the way, shout out to La Fonda Pasta, you definitely deserve those 1,000 subscribers. Yay, that's my buddy, that's my friend, yahoo! We did a collab together where we read something called Poopsy the Killer. And if you don't know what Poopsy the Killer is, don't worry, I don't know either. She's just a Mary Sue Killer OC creepypasta or something. I don't know. I don't know. But we did a reading of Poopsy 1 and 2, like just no like editing or anything, just a blind reaction. And I am currently in the midst of redesigning and rewriting Poopsy the Killer, which I'm gonna call something different, but just for the sake of making sure everybody knows what we're talking about, we're gonna stick with Poopsy. Just for now. So while I was doing research, I found out there's a third Poopsy the Killer. Why? I don't know. I don't know at all, but I decided to read it and react to it myself just for a video. Because I still find this kind of funny. So, anyway, what we're gonna do is, we're gonna read, I have Poopsy the Killer 3, as a reading, and we're just gonna blind react to it. I have no idea what I'm gonna expect. In fact, the bar is pretty low on this. So, yeah, let's get started. I have it right here. I'm just gonna read, let's see, it's in unnecessary sequels. That just raises more questions. Proof that Slenderman exists. Jeff the Killer dialogue. Pages with grammar that doesn't suck. Shook ending. Shock like S-H-O-K. And, well, that was pointless. Yeah, because you really needed a third Poopsy. Oh, boy. I'm gonna lose some brain cells after this. I think after this, I might just watch like a documentary or something. Anyone out there a fan of Mysteries at the Museum? Okay, let's get started. Poopsy the Killer 3, Return of the Boogaloo. Okay. It was morning. The trees stood tall as the wind gently blew. In the deep woods stood a large mansion, surrounded by trees so the government couldn't find it. I guess the government is after the creepypastas now. FBI, open up! As the wind blew in the deepest, darkest depths of the woods, you can almost make out the sound of a voice howling through the breeze. It sounded like the faint sound of a low, ominous voice saying, Poopsy. Okay, I gotta make a point here. These Poopsy stories use ominous a lot. Like, a lot. So what I'm gonna do now is, I'm gonna make a use of ominous count. So, it's basically counting down all the times ominous is used in this story. So we're already at 1. Just to let you know. Okay. Let's continue. It had been a whole week since Poopsy had been invited to the Slender Mansion, and her and all the boys were having breakfast. Poopsy was happily eating her chicken nugget tacos. A gray boy called Eyeless Jack was eating a kidney, and a blonde boy who looked like Link but was called Ben was eating cereal. Chicken nugget tacos. Oh, I shuddered at that. That is a lot of cholesterol. I'm sorry. How hungry is this girl? Okay. And we get the introduction of Eyeless Jack and Ben drowned. Okay. The other side of the table, there was a shy brunette in a mask named Masky, was eating a large helping of cheesecake while blushing. He sat next to Toby, who was eating lots of waffles and was really random. Okay, so we got Tiki, Toby, and Masky. I'm sorry. The other side of the table, there was a shy brunette in a mask named Masky, was eating... my English major self is cringing at this. And, yeah, we also get to see, the whole Toby likes waffles thing. That's not canon, from what I can tell. That's not canon that Tiki Toby likes waffles. I think that was made up by fans. I don't know. It's been a long while, but, yeah. Slender Man sat at the head of the table, peacefully enjoying the morning atmosphere. Suddenly, their dining was interrupted by the sound of a large roaring engine. It sounded like someone was driving in circles outside the mansion. Oh boy, I wonder who that could be. That damn boy! Slender Man stood up, walking over to the front door. He opened it and saw Jeff ominously riding his motorbike around in circles. Oh, there we go! Another ominous. Technically, it's ominously, but we're counting it. That's two. Poopsy pushed her face against the window, drooling with her mouth open as she gazed at his bike. Keep in mind, this girl is 11 years old. She is 11 and she's simping for a canonically 13-year-old. Yeah. Glad you could finally make it, Jeffrey, Slenderman said, putting his hands on his hips. Oh, I bet you are, said Jeff as he jumped off the bike and strutted inside, tossing his jacket onto the coat rack. Again with the strutting. Is he trying to be like a greaser in this or something? I don't know. Morning, boys, he said to the other boys before turning to Poopsy. Morning, Poops, he smirked. Hello, little boy, she smiled back. We meet again. Oh, here we go. Ain't nothing little about it, muttered Jeff as he filled up his mug with coffee. So, how's my princess? Smiled Jeff, taking a sip. Poopsy put her hands on her hips and leaned her body slightly to the right in a cool pose. I'm no one's princess. I'm a feminist. What? 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 What the fuck? Where did that come from? I'm no one's princess. I'm a feminist. Where the hell did that come from? Ugh. This story is gonna be the death of me. Slenderman sat back down, looking across the rest of the table. I, for one, think it's nice to finally have all of us together for breakfast for once, he said. No lost loved ones, no grand finals and battles to the death, just a genuinely nice slice of life. He smiled, but he didn't have a face, but it was just sort of implied. Yeah,
no shit, Sherlock!
He has no face, And with our newest family member, Poopsy, here with us, things have never been better, said Toby as he ate another waffles. The waffles were well cooked with a golden brown syrup on top of them. The syrup glistened in the light of the room. Really? You had to explain the waffles! Okay. Again, I don't think Toby being obsessed with waffles is canon. I think of it as like a nice, funny little thing, but I don't think it's actually canon. I don't know. It's been a while. Don't be silly, Toby, said Poopsy. I am nobody. I am a shadow, a forgotten memory, if you will, she said, poetic, looking out the window. Oh, here we go. Everyone at the table gasped and said all at once, Poopsy, you are the sweetest girl we ever know. You just have a really big heart and love too much, and sometimes that gets you into trouble. But it's only because you have such a good heart and special mind. You are pure. So everyone said that? Thanks, boys, said Poopsy as she sat back in her chair. I just wish I could see what you see in me. She got up and walked off into another room alone with thoughts. Poor Poopsy, said Masky. It seems she's analyzed situations well, but now, because her character development, she is overanalyzing situation. Because of her character development. Jeff smacked his lips up and down. Good coffee, he said. Real good coffee. He tossed some change on the table and headed outside for his bike. Oh boy. Just where do you think you are going? Said Slenderman angrily. You've been riding around, brooding on that bike for days, and now that you've come back home, you're just leaving us again? Yes, said Jeff. That is what I'm doing. I know, that's why I said it, said Slenderman as he picked up Jeff's jacket from the coat rack. Can't ride your bike without your jacket, he teased. Jeff angrily jumped up and down. Give me my jacket! He angrily jumped up and down. Is he doing jumping jacks? Okay. No, said Slenderman, causing Jeff to come back inside and angrily punch a wall. Poopsy was in the other room, but heard of all this and rolled her eyes and said, Oh, boys. She walked into the room and said, Jeff, you need to stay. Slenderman was worried sick about you out there. Okay, said Jeff. I understand. I also understand, said Slenderman. It seems that we really need to just be honest with each other. Thank you for helping us, Poopsy, they both said. 'Cause she's the main character. That's what I do, said Poopsy. I help, but I cannot help myself. Tears came down from her eyes as she twirled around to hide her teary face. Now, if you wouldn't mind, I think I'd like to finish my tacos. Poopsy, Slenderman said. Those tacos have gotten very cold now. It's okay, said Poopsy. Anything that brings me joy in life is just a distraction anyway. Suddenly, a big clown came downstairs. It was Laughing Jack, and he lived in the mansion too. He said, Poopsy, you have to go and face your problems, or they will come and face you. Then he went back upstairs. That's it? That's all we get of Laughing Jack? Oh, come on, I kind of like that story. I like that story. I like the guy. I like that story. It's scary. I remember first reading it. It scared me as a little kid / preteen, but like, that's it? Come on! Okay, whatever. Sir, cried the timid mask boy with the compensating sideburns. There is a threat in the woods. I believe it may be the minions of he who waits behind the walls. I like minions, said Toby. Toby's a fan of the minions, confirmed. As do I, said Slenderman. Slenderman's a fan of the minions. But this is really serious. What on earth would he who awaits behind the walls want? Eyeless Jack and Ben both looked at each other. Is it really him? Is it really he who awaits behind the wall? They both said in shock. Okay, so is everyone just gonna keep talking at the same time throughout all this? Okay, whatever. Oh well. If Zoggo shows his dirty face around here, I'll wreck him, said Jeff as he stabbed a knife into the table to show how serious he was. Poopsy slapped Jeff in his lavish face. Do not even speak of he who awaits behind the walls. Name around here, she snaps. Oh yeah, there's more ellipses. There used to be 3, now there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 ellipses. 5 ellipses. Yeah, because it's really, really dramatic. I'm never gonna finish this. Okay. Slenderman looked at her, shocked by her ominous energy. Then we've got another ominous count, everybody! That's 3 across the board! Okay, Poopsy. Look, I appreciate the enthusiasm, but you can settle down a little. You don't understand, she said in an ominous and mysterious way. And another ominous! Oh! It's another ominous. 4 across the board! I don't like to talk about it, she whimpered, but not in a cowardly way, in a brave but deep and troubled way. As 3 tears came down from each of her eyes, glistening in the moonlight. I thought they were inside. Are they inside, or are they outside now? Or is the moon that bright that it just shines in the window? I don't know. Everyone looked at her troubled soul and felt really sorry. It's okay, Poopsy, said Slenderman, wiping her tears away. I know what happened on Christmas Eve when you were just a kid. Jeff flipped his hair out of his eyes before standing up. I'm not just going to sit around like this, he grunted as he put on his jacket and went to get his motorbike. Sit down, boy, said Slenderman. We need a plan of action here. Something your overabundance of testosterone couldn't comprehend. Wow, okay. Jeff looked Slenderman straight in the face as he pointed to him and muttered, Your non-fulfillment is your own idiosyncrasy deficient. Oh, I don't know! I can't speak now, this is so stupid. Slenderman could only stare at him in silence as Jeff left the mansion by himself. Don't listen to him, boss, said Masky as he ate a slice of cheesecake. That boy is nothing but trouble. I'm sorry. I just need a moment alone to process this. Okay, everyone give the big guy some space, said Masky as he cleared the room. This was clearly serious business. Oh boy, okay, so Slenderman needs some alone time. Okay. Jeff was roaring as he rode fast on his motorbike. He was full of ominous rage and could not be contained. Up, and there's another ominous count. That's like 5 across the board. Suddenly, he heard a popping noise and the bike stopped as he flew off it and hit into a tree. Gasping, he looked behind him and saw an elaborate trap was set out and someone had put nails in the woods to burst his tires. Jeff was in one piece, but he had sprained his ankles really bad and couldn't get up. Okay. He frantically looked around, reaching for his knife in his pocket, but couldn't find it. All he could find was a scrunched up piece of paper. He opened it slowly, and it was revealed to be an old photograph of him and Slenderman together, with the word family printed on the bottom. He shed a single tear. How could I be so blind? I left the one person who was there for me. His lantern was brought to a halt by a laughter. The laughter of a mean girl. Oh, God. Don't tell me this is fucking Bertha or Detha or whatever she's called. Don't tell me. Don't tell me it's her. Meanwhile, Slenderman was still taking some time to calm down from the mean things said to him. Poopsy was with Masky and Ben and Eyeless Jack and Toby trying to work out a plan to stop the threat in the woods. We have to stay organized, said Masky as he got out charts and paperwork. I don't read numbers, hissed Eyeless Jack as he angrily poked Masky. You and me both, Jack. You and me both. I don't read numbers. I read words. Toby picked up a hatchet and said, I could use a hatchet. Poopsy looked at them. All of them were trying, but none of them knew how to analyze the situation well. Oh, again with that. She used her special mind to find a solution. We need to stop them, said Poopsy.
I'm sure I speak for the both of us when I say,
The room was silent as they looked at her before looking back at themselves. My God, she got it! They all said. Slenderman heard and came into the room. I see, Poopsy, this is why we have you here. Just doing what I do. said Poopsy modestly. Someone has got and stop them. Okay, first of all, no shit you have to stop them. Isn't that the entire point? They're a threat? Why the heck are all the guys so stupid? Oh wait, it's because Poopsy can do no wrong. And secondly, someone has got and stop them. Someone has got to go and stop them. I'm sorry for doing grammatical checks, but the side of me who, is, overly checking for mistakes in my writing, it's like, I can't stop it. Somebody help me. Okay, anyway. And I said Slenderman. Oh yeah, someone has got and stop them, said Slenderman, and I think I know who is best suited for the mission. He beckoned towards Poopsy. Me? Said Poopsy. You really think I'm ready for my own mission? Yes, Poopsy, he said, putting his hands on her shoulder. I'm a feminist. Where is that coming from? I'm not laughing at the feminists, feminists. I'm laughing at that one line. I'm a feminist. Put that on a t-shirt. It's just so random. Where did that even come from? Okay. Jeff was screaming frantically, waving his arms up and down, trying to get up, but it wasn't working. The laughter grew louder and louder as she got closer to him. Jeff huffed and puffed, but nothing was working. He had sprained his ankle really bad and it hurt. He huffed and puffed, but nothing was working. Is he the big bad wolf? Who's afraid of the big bad Jeff? Well, she said as she approached. Jeff could now make out her face. Jane? He said, shocked. What do you want from me? Oh, it's Jane the killer. Okay. Woo! It's Jane the killer. It's not Bertha or Detha. I was gonna say, why are you bringing her back? The only reason I thought was because Mean Girl, Mask Girl, whatever. That's basically what was described as Bertha in the second Poopsy. But it's Jane. Jane the killer. Okay, that makes a lot more sense. Okay, we're good. Jane got closer, and out of the shadows came her fellow comrades, the Rake, Blob, and Dennis. Okay, I forgot who Dennis is, and I said Blob. I meant Bob. My bad. I recently watched the Blob. I'm sorry, but it's Bob. And I like the Rake. The Rake is fun. The Rake is cool. The Rake is scary. I forget who Bob and Dennis is. I'll have to go back for that. Again, it's been a while. As Zalgo's minions, it's our duty to warn the world of his coming first. Jane smiled. And what better way to make a warning statement than to kill his oldest companion? Okay. She pulled out a knife and placed it close to Jeff's throat. She was about to cut him when she paused, noticing an unfamiliar shadow in the woods. Identify yourself, she yelled like a bitch. Like a bitch. I'm gonna end up passing out from laughter after this. Oh, I don't believe we met before, said the shadowy figure. How about a little icebreaker? The shadow jumped out, revealing herself to be Poopsy, as she swung a slab of ice down onto Jane's head, knocking her straight to the floor. Where did she get the ice from? Oh, God. Jane held her head in pain before getting back up. Not one for introductions, are we? Said Poopsy. How would you like it if I gave you the cold shoulder? Poopsy grabbed a shard of ice and jabbed it into Jane's shoulder, causing her to wince in pain. Again, where did the ice come from? Also, ice puns. Ha! Very funny. Suddenly, Poopsy's witty remarks were brought to a halt as she slipped on the ice, grabbing a hold of Jane as the two fell over together. Everything felt like slow motion. Poopsy gazed into Jane's plump black lips. They almost beckoned out to her. For a split second, Poopsy could feel like her problems had disappeared. She felt like everything was going to be okay as she stared into Jane's beautiful ample lips. Wait, I thought they were shipping her with Jeff. I thought she was like a character meant to be shipped for Jeff. Why are we suddenly shipping her with Jane? Is she bisexual or something? I'm just guessing. Because this just came out of nowhere. I'm just guessing. Okay? No hate. But this was just random. Okay. The two hit the ground and Poopsy immediately snapped back to reality. Sorry, I didn't want to rub you the wrong way, she said as she grabbed Jane's hand and started rubbing them into the blade of her knife, causing Jane to cry in pain as she stumbled back up to her feet. Jane looked at her hands to see the skin had been entirely cut off, revealing her red, bloody flesh. Oh, wow. Wow. Looks like someone's been caught red-handed, said Poopsy as she pushed Jane over and grabbed a large rock off the ground. Jane submissively looked up at Poopsy. Poopsy was about to throw the rock into Jane's face before stopping herself. Poopsy had seen her own reflection in a nearby puddle. She saw how she looked, holding a rock she was about to throw onto someone's face. She'd become the one thing she set out to destroy. Okay, so I guess that's a reference to Bertha throwing rocks at Grub. That's still a stupid name, Grub. Poopsy tossed the rock down away from Jane and picked her back up. Go, she said reluctantly. Thank you, said Jane as she and the rest of Zoggo's goons ran off into the woods. Please tell me this is almost over. Jeff got back up and limped over to Poopsy. We did it! He said. Slenderman was pacing back and forth inside the mansion. I'm so worried for her, but at the same time, I know I shouldn't because I believe she's a strong, independent girl. He said to himself. I hope she's okay, but not because I think she's less confident than any of us. I just want to be a father figure to her, but not in a creepy way because I genuinely care about her. Okay, I don't know how I feel about that. I don't know how I feel about that. Wanting to be a parent to someone in a non-creepy... okay. Masky approached him. If it really is he who awaits behind the wall, then I fear we are in grave danger, he said. Okay, but that doesn't really help my anxiety right now. Yeah, thanks a lot, Masky. Slenderman snapped Slenderman before he noticed two figures through the window, approaching the mansion. Jeff and Poopsy arrived at the front of the mansion. Jeff's face was full of sorrow as he struggled to push the remainder of his beloved bike. Aw, his poor bike. R.I.P. bike. Poopsy carried the bike's now detached saddle. She stared deeply at the soft black leather. It almost looked like a pair of plump black lips. Okay. Again, with this, is she meant to be shipped with Jeff? Or is she meant to be shipped with Jane? I'm confused here. I'm confused. I don't know. I don't know. This is so confusing. The relationships are so confusing. She was distracted by Slenderman's calling out to them. You did it! He happily called. I knew you would and I didn't doubt you, but I'm still pleased you did it. Okay? Just then, a swirl of smoke came out from the trees, causing them all to run inside and slam the door shut. What was that? Said Slenderman. Poopsy sighed. If... He who awaits behind the wall sent out his minions. That was just a warning, and it means he is also coming too. What would he want from us? Slenderman said. He's never disturbed us like this before. What has our humble little mansion added recently that he could possibly want? A humble little mansion, okay. Poopsy sighed. Her special mind analyzed the situation, and she knew exactly what he wanted. She looked back at the room she stood in, surrounded by the faces of the boys, huddled together in fear. She opened the door and stepped outside, closing it behind her. The smoke spiraled around, forming a large demonic figure. Slenderman looked at the window in fear. Zalgo, he muttered. Zalgo looked down at the young girl who approached him. The howling of the wind began to develop into a demon's voice. Hello, Poopsy, he spoke. Poopsy raised her head and looked him dead in the eye. Hello, Father. What? What? What?
Hey, yo, what the fuck?
Why? How? What? So, this bitch is Zalgo's kid. I don't. What? Squeeze? Huh? Okay. I guess that's why it's in. That just raises more questions. Okay. I don't know what to think of this. So I don't know what to say now. I really do not know what to say. This makes no sense. There is weird relationships. Like, I don't know if I'm supposed to be like surprised or scared or something. I don't know. So first of all, it went from Poopsy is meant for Jeff to is Poopsy meant for Jane? It's that weird ass love triangle. It's not really written all that well. And then where the hell did Zalgo Bean, Poopsy's dad, come in? Where did that come from? Huh? I mean, okay. I understand that she can see ghosts. That's the supernatural part of her from the last few stories, but huh? I don't know what else to say about this, so okay, this is gonna be a lot harder to redesign her than I thought. I don't know what to do now. I mean, I know I want to redesign her and rewrite her, but now I'm just filled with more questions like, what the hell? Not like, oh, what the heck? I'm really excited for the next chapter. Like, what the hell? Like, why was this written? Why? This makes no sense. And I think that's the funny thing. Okay. Well, I'm gonna go and try and get my missing brain cells back. If you guys like this video, I hope you did. I hope you liked this video. I hope this gave you either a laugh or just left you sitting there like, huh? And yeah, that's it for me. Bye guys. See you around. Bye.